Brian Alvarez here. You're listening to the Kicking Out Podcast, a podcast about All Elite Wrestling, hosted by Tanner Lee, Paul Zartman, and Austin Shepard.
You are listening to the number one AEW podcast, the Kicking Out Podcast, a podcast about All Elite Wrestling, hosted by my favorite host, Tanner Lee, Paul Zartman, and Austin Shepard. So if you want to know everything that's going on in the world of All Elite Wrestling, AEW, then you need to listen to the Kicking Out Podcast. Please tell Thunder Rosa I said hello.
What is up, Kicking Out Podcast Nation? It is Sunday, May 11th, 2025. It's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, including Mrs. Shepard, Austin's wife, and his mother, and Mrs. Zartman, Paul's wife, and his mother as well. And on a sadder note, pro wrestling world, as you may have seen or heard if you're watching live on YouTube and Facebook and listening on your favorite audio podcast platform to the 10 bell salute we just did. Pro wrestling world lost a legend today in the man known as Sabu. Passed away late last night, I believe, at the age of 60. I haven't seen any details further than that, but I've been pretty busy today. But came to as a surprise to me, at least. I know he had been not in the best health for a while, but he just wrestled over Mania weekend against Joey Janela in his retirement match. So prayers up, thoughts and prayers to Sabu's friends and family. And the dude was one of a kind. Homicidal, genocidal, suicidal for a reason.
You know, Sabu lost his partner a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. I could be wrong on the date, but it's pretty close to that. He was really close with her. And then when he announced his retirement match, not, a month before Mania weekend. And then if anybody's watched that match, or even seen the highlights, that's all you need to do is see the highlights of that match.
Yeah.
At 60 years old, he left it all plus some. And I think I texted you guys this earlier. I feel like it was like knowing a guy like that was closure for him. And he was done. And what else is there to live for?
Yeah.
So, I always see, when a couple's been married for 65 years, 70 years, and one of them passes away, and then the other one passes away within a month, they just give up. There's nothing to live for. So what did Sabu have to live for? I feel like, I remember watching his social media when he lost his partner. And then this is all he's got. So RIP Sabu, cheers. You were a legend.
What is some of your guys' fondest memories of Sabu? I wasn't an ECW guy by any means when I was younger. I was, a little too young, I guess, to get into it. Yeah, you're right. But I was introduced to him in TNA. And then the new ECW version in the WWE when they relaunched that after the ECW One Night Stands.
One of the best ECW documentaries, that Hardcore Homecoming, that was produced by everybody but WWE. And he talked about his debut and how he wanted to come in and he could fleece Paul Heyman for $500, and that was a big deal back then. And he said, "Hey, you want to come in and work for $500 and work for this guy Taz?" "No, but I'll take your money." And then then it was like, I put this face mask on. No, I don't want to do it. A couple more bucks. All right, I'll do it. You need a, table spot tonight. Nah, I don't want to do it. A couple more bucks. Okay, I'll do it. He just talked about that, and he had a good thing going. And back then, ECW ran one day a month, maybe 2 days a month. And he got contracted to go to Japan. And that was the line that Taz and Sabu said in this documentary was, Paul Heyman maybe lied to the boys, but he never lied to the fans. And Paul Heyman came out before the show started, had his headset around his neck, and basically called out Sabu by saying, Philadelphia, he got paid more money to go overseas. And just threw him under the bus because Paul needed to save face. And obviously years later, they buried the hatchet. I'm guessing Sabu got more money. But yeah, Sabu always talked about that. He's like, I didn't like doing those table spots or anything like that. It hurt. Sure. I didn't like doing that. One of the other classic stories is he was in WWE and RVD, I believe, was world champion.
They got popped. Yeah.
They got popped. And they had weed in the car.
He killed RVD's push. They stripped him of the title, and he never got it back.
And it was just like,
nowadays it's no big deal. But
right.
Back then,
Sabu was going, I'm going through 3 tables a night. Get off my ass.
Do something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there's some really, really good Sabu moments, and then again, we haven't seen him for a while, and then all of a sudden, you see this match him and Janela just put on, and there were some spots in that match. Even a hardcore fan should say, "Holy shit!"
Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. So, last thing about round Sabu before we dive into some other stuff, is he on your guys' ECW Mount Rushmore?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got him, Sandman, Heyman, even though he wasn't a wrestler, because if it wasn't for Heyman, and Taz.
I don't think he is.
Okay.
I mean, with all due respect, mine go to Raven, Terry Funk.
I can get behind,
Tommy Dreamer. Oh man! And his in-ring career wasn't that great with ECW, but he put him on the map, and I got to go Shane Douglas.
Interesting Mount Rushmore there. And I hadn't even ever thought about ECW Mount Rushmore till right now. And I think it's actually a pretty good debate to have because there's a lot of names you can put on there.
Because could you imagine what ECW would have been if Shane Douglas didn't shit on the NWA title?
Yeah.
Would they have even sniffed where they came?
Yep. Modern says Taz, Heyman, Raven, Dreamer are on his comment earlier here from Chief said, rest in peace, Sabu. I'm honored to have witnessed his last match. Absolute legend. Yeah. So rest in peace, Sabu. Indeed. He will be very missed by the whole wrestling world. And glad he got his retirement match in, though. I am very happy for that.
And out of other professional wrestlers, his match was entertaining.
Yep.
Yeah.
We didn't think he was going to die in the middle. Well,
some people did. Some people did.
Well,
he didn't pass out in the middle of the match.
No.
All right. That's a plus.
And literally, this was his retirement match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Looking at a comment from earlier, Majin. Hey, I thought he was suspended. Talking about Paul. Yes, everybody who might be listening. It is a 3-man crew tonight. Tanner, Shep, and Paul. Even though, I don't know, Shep. Last time we saw this guy.
Hey, what is your background, Paul?
Just gray stuff behind me.
It looks like a black sheet of condoms.
No, it's not even black. It's gray.
It looks black
Like
on the screen. Yeah.
Anyway,
Well,
there.
just saying.
I'll take it away.
You know what?
I just is it like just a sheet
Yeah.
with circles on it?
You know what? I dug it up out of a long hidden place. So be surprised I have anything in the background. Okay. Be happy I'm even here.
But one thing
All
you don't
right?
have in the background is a KOP predictions title because you let us down.
I don't have a chair either, so be lucky.
You don't have a chair? What are you sitting on, a milk crate?
No. I left the chair somewhere else. I didn't bring it with me.
He's
So
talking about
you
hitting us
were
in the
lucky
back
this
with the
week.
chair, Shep.
Oh,
And going to join Beards.
Yeah.
You know what? Good luck. You tell me if them sons of bucks can have as much fun as us.
No idea what Majin talking about here. So
What?
Yeah. It's a new Marvel movie, the Thunderbolts, the new Avengers, also as it's being referred to as, and the Red Guardian demands it. No. I don't listen to anybody. I listen to myself.
And Thunderbolts aren't those pilots?
No.
Oh.
well, I just saw that.
You're
I was
thinking
thinking of
Thunderbirds.
Thunder
okay.
Tits, Tony Storm, and Thunder Rosa. That's all I was thinking when I saw Thunderbolts.
Get your head out of the
Of
gutter. I mean, who
course,
would
that's
think of
where
that?
your head went, Tanner. Jesus. Freaking pervert.
Wow.
That's
All
Brandon,
right. So,
Brandon James says, "What a week for AEW, guys." Yes, AEW, another good week for them, and we will be talking about
Yeah.
that momentarily. But Paul said so he's got something he wants to talk about. here.
I've got a question. I haven't
Mhm.
gotten to ask this in,
Mm.
3 weeks, it seems like. And Tanner never remembers to ask it. So, Tanner, if you'd like to get the graphic ready, since you did remove my admin rights after all.
Well,
Hey,
Oh,
Chef,
you're talking? I thought maybe me leaving you'd be done.
the question's for you, Shep.
Oh, okay.
What are we drinking?
What are we drinking? We're drinking the normal. We got a sipper pulled, little vodka and soda. Boys, it was a long. I had a golf trip at the end of the week, and it was a long 3 days. And
wow.
yeah, I had to take yesterday off. If that tells you anything.
Oh, wow.
Shep don't do days off. But after all work and all the family stuff, we hung out with friends, and I poured one last night, and I didn't finish it.
Okay,
What?
that's a new one. That's one I don't
Are
hear
you
out of Shep's
sick?
mouth too
And
often.
I went to bed before midnight.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
All right. Tanner, I saw you
anyways.
had a little bit of a black can going on over there. What do you got?
Yeah, we got the 316 Steve Austin's
Ah.
Broken Skull IPA. It's his newest one, and this puppy's 7.2% alcohol, so
Hey, watch
definitely got a
out.
little kick to it.
Ride a little lightning, will you?
So yeah,
Yeah.
this is
Shep,
the only
why
one
didn't
of
you
his
sign
three
up for
I
that?
haven't had. So yeah, the liquor store by me had not only had it in 4-packs, they also had single cans. So I just grabbed a single can of it. Majin here's got to mix himself some Crown and Coke in a bit. And he says, all work and no play makes Majin a dull boy. All work and no play makes Majin a dull boy. All work and no play makes Majin a dull boy.
Mm.
All
I
right.
switched it up this week.
Well, I was ready for you to have Mountain Dew with my lower third there.
Yeah, I know. I'm smart. I came prepared.
And you could take that for a couple different ways with my Mountain Dew sucks lower third.
Because you don't like it. You don't drink pop, so
I used to love it back when I did. And I liked it back when we could call you Mountain Dew, Paul, before you embarrassed us and lost the title to JPJ.
Pluggo called me that. He started all that. You
Yeah.
just leached onto it because you can't think of anything original yourself.
I don't feel like Paul lost the belt.
No, Tanner lost the belt.
No, you're not. Hold on here a second, Paul.
Oh, boy.
I feel this is like Hulk Hogan, Jeff Jarrett all over again in WCW, where JPJ just went, boop, and you went, boop, and then you stormed out hugging your boy, Vince Russo. That's how I feel like this went.
Wow. All right. But in all fairness here, if you would have gotten a perfect card, Shep, you would have retained the title. So
So-
technically,
so
this is all
technic-
your fault.
Technically, I picked the card perfectly because everybody in the world wanted that reign of terror of a world championship to end. Everybody.
But no, it's not going to.
It should. There's so much more you can
shouldn't
do
have been
with him.
5 years long, but it was.
You're comparing Roman Reigns to John Moxley, and you're comparing John Moxley, the Death Rider, to Roman Reigns, not John Moxley, the face
No.
or the face of the company. That's not even
No.
close. Mountain Dew, Paul.
I'm saying that we stuck by Roman Reigns for 5 years, who had a match every 6 months.
Hold on a
If
second.
we
What's
were
this
lucky-
wee shit? You got a mouse in your pocket? You can't pick WWE picks. You're saying the WWE stood with Roman Reigns.
All the WWE fans stuck by Roman
WWE
Reigns.
Universe, get it right.
The universe, whatever. The marks stuck by Roman for 5 years. All right.
They could have done with 4, though.
Look,
They could have
they
done with
could have.
4.
Yeah, but we have to erase people's name out of history books now. So we got to give it people who don't deserve titles longer than they need them.
Okay. Oh.
Mon says Shep versus Paul is like Earthquake versus Typhoon.
Wow.
Ouch,
right.
Majin. I liked you too, man.
Oh, sorry, guys. Hi, baby. Crack up.
That means
I'm
we'll
not
come
agreeing
back.
with them. I'm just laughing.
That means we could eventually come back as one of the great tag teams, but
It's true.
I'd have to
That's
put up
true.
with Paul, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's true. That's true.
that's why
But-
you two are the tag team, not me.
And speaking of, do have to make the announcement. I believe next Sunday, which is the 18th, the current KOP Predictions Champion, JPJ of Love Wrestling, Between Two Beards and Firmly Inc., WWE/AEW, will be joining us, I believe. So we'll have a 4-man crew next week. And then the following Friday, May 23rd, we will be having our Double or Nothing prediction show. Don't know what time yet that Friday night, but sometime. So be on the look for that.
Majin, with his history, it will be Paul.
No, I'm not becoming the Shockmaster.
I can pick WWE, guys. What else is there to do? To be the
Hey,
Shockmaster.
Look, I originally had El Generico. Wow. El Americano Grande or whatever. El Grande Americano. I originally had Fatu. I originally had different picks, but I listened to what you guys talked about the Sunday before, took that into consideration, and then I took that last minute, launch from Tanner into consideration. And I said, all right, look, I'll let these guys help me out because, that way when I win it, it'll be the three of us who won this thing. And if I would have won it, everybody would have been, hey, we did it. Kicking Out Podcast is fantastic. But I lose it, so screw you, Paul. You suck.
Easy
Teamwork,
there, John
all or
Stockton,
nothing.
trying to pass the buck.
I will say I will take fault for the LA Knight device. I overthought that. I overbooked in my head. But I think the Rey Mysterio injury hurt you. I still think if Rey Mysterio was healthy and in that match, he was gonna win. Since they had to flip it to Rey Fenix.
That should have just been thrown it out, and I should have been awarded those points.
Yeah, but JPJ said no.
But-
Don't worry, Paul. We'll get it back.
Yep, we'll get it back. We
I
have
faith
to.
in you guys.
We have to, or we gotta wait till All In on July 12th. Which, speaking of All In on July 12th, we opened Dynamite this past week with Hangman and then Osprey came out. We got a face-to-face and pretty good mic work from both guys. Who do you guys think will come out of Double or Nothing as the Owen Hart Cup champion and therefore the number one contender for Jon Moxley's world title at All In. But who should come out of Double or Nothing as the number one contender?
Well, Shep, since I'm terrible, you go right ahead.
I was going to let you go, but that's all right. I got it. Hangman should. If the story fits better.
I can agree with that. I think Hangman should definitely pick this one up. But yeah, like Majin said, I've got a feeling AEW is going to go Ospreay on this one.
And I'm going to be the devil's advocate here. I think Ospreay should.
You just are in love with Ospreay right now, so.
But tell me what kind of storyline Ospreay and Mox can have.
Well, we've never seen it before.
I know, but hold on. Ospreay is this over the top baby face.
Yep.
And for him to get nasty, it takes a lot. Or Hangman is over right now, and he already is nasty. He's borderline crazy. So I feel the build between a Hangman and Mox, promo-wise and vignette-wise and stuff they can do to each other leading up to it, will be way more entertaining and way more enticing than what Ospreay can do. Now, I'm not saying Ospreay can't be a main eventer. We know that. I just don't think Mox is the right guy for him to do it with.
Okay.
I think he's AEW's biggest babyface. He is the man. I mean, Paul and I saw his line at Squared Circle Expo. You have
I
to
think
pull
they
the
ended
trigger
up
while
cutting
it's
it
hot.
off Friday night.
It is, but I feel like he could be, for him to go to the world title picture, we need to see him versus an Okada, an Omega. I know we've seen him in I know, but not for the AEW world title. Right?
But that means you want to see it on one of those guys first. Which means
I just don't think for a month and a half lead, I just don't think I would be entertained by what these two guys can do to each other compared to what I think Moxley and Hangman can do to each other and the way they both can talk.
All right.
I think it's an easier, bigger, better build. Bigger, better build. Bigger, better build. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. It's the triple B.
The triple B.
But
which it is interesting. Go ahead, Paul. Go ahead. Sorry.
As we talk about this, I can see it from both sides because although, yes, we know what Hanger can do, Hanger's in this kind of weird place in his head where he's not sure if he wants to get dirty and nasty or if he wants to apologize and make amends for everything. But
he set a guy's house on fire.
Yeah, and apologized for it.
Not really. He did it with a smile on his face and a bottle of bourbon in his hand.
Yeah. So I shouldn't believe you when you say you actually like me because you did it with a smile on your face and vodka in your hand.
That kind of hurts a little bit, Paul.
I mean, I'm just comparing the two.
I know, but there's a line where you got to draw kayfabe to shooting. You want to shoot, partner?
I ain't shooting.
I'm just saying.
What's up, Steven Chambers?
I just think it could be more entertaining, more intense. Either match. Don't get me wrong. I think no matter how you pair the three of them, we're going to have a great main event. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I think the build would be better.
I think if Hangman wins
agree.
at Double or Nothing, he loses at All In. And I think if Ospreay wins, he wins at All In.
Oh.
I think Ospreay is the guy to get the title off of Mox. And if it's not at All In, if it's Hangman against Moxley, you know where the next pay-per-view is, right? Forbidden Door?
Across the pond. Across the old...
No. Shep, don't let Tanner lie to you. He's still holding out that Darby's the guy who's going to beat Mox.
It still wouldn't shock me, but that means and I don't, and honestly, I don't want that to happen at this point. If that happens, I think we're seeing this reign of terror go clear until October at Wrestle Dream, because that's usually on the Pacific Northwest, and that's where Darby's from.
Yeah,
we can't have it go to October.
And I don't see Darby coming back before then.
I think he'll be back by All In.
They're just now starting to actually make this Death Rider story interesting with the addition of the Bucks, with, you know, what we thought we were going to get when Moxley took over.
See, like Chief said, Ospreay can be the last hope and the savior of AEW and defeat the evil empire of John Moxley. And also, Stephen Chambers said, unfortunately, Mox holding title for Darby. See, there's still people out there that are still saying Darby because of how that story ended last year and how they wrote him off.
You know, the way Chief wrote that, all that went through my head, because I'm a nerd, was "Help me, Ospreay, you're our only hope."
Star Wars.
Referencing Star Wars.
Yeah.
When he said the evil empire of John Moxley, all I could hear was the evil empire of the Sith Lords.
I have no idea what the hell y'all are talking about.
I actually did. I actually did, because I do like Star Wars. So
okay.
Well, it's about time you actually like something interesting.
I do like Star Wars. Yeah.
Good.
I've figured you two are both Star Trek guys.
God, I never liked Star Trek.
Although I can do that.
I don't know. I always heard, like, if you're a Star Wars guy and somebody calls you a Star Trekkie or whatever, like it's a super offensive like slam. I have no idea.
To some people.
I did not get a reaction out of either one of you, so obviously it's not true.
Doesn't bother
there
me.
are people who will throw a fit about it, but when it comes to nerd related things, I'm the same way. Enjoy what you enjoy. Same way with wrestling. Enjoy whatever you enjoy.
Yep. Watch what you want to watch. Watch your wrestling for sure. So, but next week we are getting Ospreay and Hang on Beach Break this Wednesday. I should say Dynamite from Chicago. Getting Ospreay and Paige versus Takeshita and Josh Alexander, the Don Callis family. So that should be a good one.
Yeah. Should be.
That's four unbelievable superstars right now.
And I'm sure Hangman and Will won't be able to get along. And we'll see if they can prevail, though. I don't know. Hangman might eat the pin.
So
maybe.
I think whoever eats the pin Wednesday night will be the one that loses at All In.
Okay. Or Double or Nothing, you mean?
Or Double or Nothing. I'm jumping ahead of myself here because I'm no part of Double or Nothing. So
look at Alexander and Takeshita right now.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that be a perfect feud for Ospreay? So all of a sudden you have them somehow beat Hangman and Ospreay, starts a little bit of feud with an Ospreay, and then obviously Hangman goes on and does what he does, and then Ospreay has something to work with. And an Ospreay Takeshita, I know we've seen it. I don't think we've ever, I don't care what promotion, have we ever seen an Ospreay Alexander?
Not that
I don't recall.
And if somebody can find that in the Indies from 2009, please send that our way.
You know, both these guys have had run-ins backstage with MJF lately and brought up history and stuff. But I still think MJF's path at All In's probably against like Bobby Lashley.
Brandon J says they work together in TNA.
Which Ospreay did have a short run without being under contract TNA.
I'll have to look that up.
But I don't know. We'll find out about MJF and the Hurt Syndicate on Wednesday, which I know we're jumping ahead on Dynamite, but I didn't enjoy what they did with Lashley this week.
Really?
I don't like how he said you'll get your answer next week. I thought you should just give him another thumbs down. Piss him off for one more week.
Oh, okay. I love the segment with MJF. I love the intensity. I love the fire we haven't seen in a while.
Except Top Flight couldn't get the color they needed, so that one kind of fell short.
He tried.
Well, you know, he did
got
try.
the smallest amount of blood he speared on his white tank.
He rubbed it a couple times.
I know it did one. I mean, it should have been awesome, and it just kind of kind of fell a little flat.
When's the last time somebody told Top Flight, hey, you need to get color out there, okay?
They probably didn't know how.
Yeah.
Not the hard way. Yeah.
Look, it's not MJF's fault. It's not
No.
Lashley's fault. It's Top Flight's fault. That segment sucked.
Yeah.
If they would have done what they needed to do.
Do we see Cedric now that he's a free agent coming soon?
Man, that's one of those that's still a touchy subject, I think, with the history.
He says it's not, but
and I know, I think it's Squared Circle Expo. Somebody asked about it, or maybe it was on Dynamite or something. I don't know, but I remember seeing the video of it about there originally being a fourth member, and all of them agreed that they love him. They'd love to have him, but they'll just have to see.
Man, Steven, Scorpio Sky's one that AEW's dropped the ball with so bad. I feel bad for the guy that he re-signed with them when he did, because they've done nothing with him. I mean, it looked like they were going to pair him with Private Party. Remember seeing that back on Rampage when Rampage was still going on, and then they just stopped.
Every storyline that was happening on Rampage just stopped as soon as Rampage stopped.
Didn't he appear on ROH a couple times for him?
Yeah. But I think he's just sitting at home cashing a check.
Yeah, I mean, good for him.
I mean, it's easy money.
I know, but people rip on WWE for sitting talent. AEW does the same too.
Yeah, well, you know what?
You gotta trim the fat.
Gets the shaft for everything. So
I know, but we can't always be homers. We got to call them out when they need called out. And they, if Wardlow's healthy and not injured, what the hell are they doing with him? If he is injured, okay, it's been a year, like 14 months.
Give us an update.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah. The Guns, if they're not injured, where the hell they been?
Who?
Which sounds like Juice Robinson's getting close to a return, thankfully.
Who's that?
So, yeah. One thing.
These names, and I don't know who these people are.
Just proves my point right. One thing I'm getting tired of is all these damn eliminator matches.
Oh my God.
Those
I would be
Paul's
happy.
Favorite. Paul's favorite.
I would be happy if we never saw another eliminator match unless it involved Mercedes losing.
Like Majin said on X, Twitter, whatever the hell you want to call it, the other night, there's only been 3 winners ever. Or 3, winners ever of challengers in an eliminator match.
Mm-hmm.
So they're predictable. And this one was weird Wednesday night with 4-way and Tony goes over. We're 2 weeks away from Double or Nothing's 2 weeks from tonight. We don't know who Tony's going to be defending the title with. That drives me nuts. I know that Road to Double or Nothing's starting to heat up, and that was the title of tonight's pod, but we still only know 2 official matches. It kind of drives me nuts, and we're 2 weeks out. You guys feel the same way or no?
Yeah.
I feel the same way until the New Japan show Friday night and Mercedes Moné lost her New Japan Open Strong.
I was not doing any celebratory dances. What are you guys talking about?
Did you pull a hamstring, Paul?
I pulled something.
Jeez.
I'm not touching that one. I can take that and spin it. I'm not.
Remember, I hate her, so you can't spin it that way. Now, JPJ probably pulled something that way, but I did not.
Wow.
Ooh.
I share the hate equally.
Yeah, Steven, I think AEW's on fire lately. Don't get me wrong, but don't like TK's booking, waiting until the last minute to get a pay-per-view card built.
No.
Even though we can probably guess some of the matches that are going to be on it 2 weeks out, but
makes it hard for you guys to do those predictions.
We don't even know what the world champion's doing. He's probably going to be in Anarchy in the Arena.
Nah.
But you don't think so?
No titles will be defended at Double or Nothing.
Okay.
Except Tony's.
Okay.
Wow.
We
We know Okada's not defending his title ever,
That's true.
except in an eliminator match.
But the women's match was fun, though. I will say, even though Tony Storm went over, I thought it was a fun match.
Yeah, but my question becomes, again, because I can't stand these stupid matches. We know Penelope ate the pin. What about the other two? Can they not challenge for it? Can Anna Jay and Thunder Rosa not challenge for it? I mean,
I wish they would lay that out better.
Is it only Penelope who can't challenge for it? I'm so confused.
I don't know.
We'll never know.
Good questions. We did see Megan Bang appear. Saw Harley Cameron appear.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Harley with a pipe. So,
that she never used.
Yeah. So
that didn't make sense.
Yeah, we did see the Young Bucks enter the dressing room of the Death Riders, even though it was the Elite's dressing room.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure what that means going forward.
The Death Riders are elite.
There's something
They're all
going on
elite.
there. Something going on.
Everybody's all elite. I don't know.
Something going on there. Nick Wayne defended his ROH World Television Championship, and I know I sound like a broken record here, but remember, guys, when they told us we weren't getting ROH title matches anymore on AEW television?
That really still bothers you, doesn't it?
It does. It does. They got their own show. Go put the title matches on there. I could care less.
Yeah, but then we won't see Mama Wayne on TBS, baby.
You see her enough. It is Mother's Day.
Yeah.
So,
how's Mama Wayne doing today?
She got a present this morning.
Well said. But it was fun to see Rhino make his AEW debut. Rhino, a guy he's 49 years old, looks like he doesn't age. So he's now appeared in WWE, WWF, WCW, ECW, TNA, NWA, New Japan, I think. Now AEW.
Yeah.
And GCW.
And I think they just put him in the TNA Hall of Fame about a month ago, right?
I think so.
That place you can't visit.
But it was cool seeing him out there in Detroit, getting a pop, which the Detroit crowd was good. I really liked the theater setup. The setup in the theater, the venue was cool. But man, this was kind of a squash match. I didn't like that. I thought it should get a little longer.
It should have been a little bit longer, but hey, Rhino did get to gore him. That's all that really matters to anybody.
True. And this is something we've noticed the last few weeks, but I haven't brought it up on the pod yet. You guys like that the AEW logo is back on the ring for the first time since 2019?
Yeah,
doesn't.
I like the logos in the ring, and then I saw Backlash, and it was freaking Morgan. Was it Morgan and Morgan?
Morgan. Yeah.
I was like, what? How does that have anything to do with it?
Money? Yeah. No, I'm
Morgan
good with the logo.
Morgan is the attorney that WWE partners with.
Oh, sure. WWE, if you pay them enough, they'll just throw the logo on the ring. I mean, they got like 8 of them. So
yeah, Randy Orton does not like Prime. He thinks it tastes awful.
Randy's my boy. That was great. That was a fun match. I enjoyed that match. I know a lot of people didn't like it. I liked it. I thought that was fun.
I like the press conference.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to. I think that's setting up a match at Saturday night's main event. Believe it or not.
Yeah, let's not do it at a pay-per-view, please.
You're saying
somebody's dog whining.
Yeah, is that your dog?
Mine.
Okay,
it's mine.
Okay.
I took my headset off earlier, thinking my dog. I left him outside, but I'm like,
here. I'm like,
I didn't think so.
All right,
it's mine.
All
He's
good.
being a pain in the. Never mind.
It's all good.
He's in trouble and
so
doesn't.
you think we're gonna get Cena versus R-Truth?
Saturday night main event? I do. I think enough fans have wanted it. I do.
I could get behind it.
Yeah. Maybe it's not for the title. Maybe it's just, non-title match. But couple comments here. I was going to say this for later, but we're getting enough comments. I want to bring it up. Cool to see Zach Gowen on TV. Interesting match. Him versus Ricochet this Wednesday. Can't believe Gowen's 23 years pro. How time flies. Yeah, Zach Gowen. So everybody remembers the one-legged wrestler years ago in the WWE during the Ruthless Aggression era that Brock Lesnar beat the crap out of, threw down the steps.
Time and time again.
He was in the crowd in Collision. He and Ricochet had a spot where Ricochet took his prosthetic leg, and now he's got to get in the ring with Ricochet Wednesday. Didn't have this on my bingo card for 2025, but should be kind of fun.
And while we're talking about Zach here, what are your guys' thoughts on the statement Big Brock is all elite?
Not happening.
I
see nothing. It's just clickbait out there just because Brock got mentioned.
Oh, I know.
It's no big deal. He's still under contract, I believe, with the WWE. Nobody's probably going to touch him while these allegations are out there anyways. They would have to pay him more than anybody on the roster, probably for like 3 matches a year. Not happening. Not happening.
I'd rather see Marty before I see him again, whether it be Squirrel or Jannetty.
Oh God, I don't know. I don't want to touch that one. I don't want to see any of them.
I don't think we should talk about Jannetty on this podcast.
Or probably Skrull either.
I mean, he allegedly, but his was.
There must be enough there for companies not to want to mess with them. That's what I'm saying. It's been enough time.
His is not as harsh as Jannetty's, but
no, you're right.
Well, yeah. But I mean, he did spend some time in that company that WWE just bought, known as AAA.
He did.
So is Alberto Del Rio still in AAA. So
he's their mega world champion, is he not?
I don't know. AAA sucks. It sucks right now. It's been the worst promotion for the last 3 years of the big promotions. So whatever. CMLL is better than AAA. So whatever. One thing I meant to mention earlier, and we're talking a little bit Lucha Libre, the AEW Grand Slam Mexico tickets are going over really well. It's June 18th, TV special. It's close, if not sold out already, according to the Wrestling Observer newsletter. Regarding AEW All in Texas from Globe Life Field on July 12th, they've sold 14,201 tickets. Still got a ways to go if they want to get to that 30,000 mark, but they haven't announced any matches. And in August, they're going to United Kingdom for Dynamite and Collision, as well as Forbidden Door. The tapings for August 20th have reportedly reached 4,765 ticket sales, and for Forbidden Door, they've sold 11,623 tickets so far. So pretty strong numbers for non-U.S. crowds.
Those non-U.S. crowds are really heating up here lately.
As long as you stay out of Vegas, you're good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nobody go to Vegas.
Yep.
Listen to KOP and don't go to Vegas, anybody. Unless you're Austin Shepherd.
I love Vegas.
Swerve, Speedball Mike Bailey, Mark Briscoe took on Ricochet and the Young Bucks. Saw Ricochet and the Young Bucks get the win with Swerve eating the pin. How'd you guys feel about this?
Swerve can take a loss, in my opinion, and be just fine. He is over enough. It doesn't matter if he went on a losing streak and ended up being 1-151. People would still get behind him and, say Swerve's house every time Donna says, whose house? So he can eat a pin. He can take a loss right now. Doesn't hurt him, in my opinion.
So I still think Anarchy in the Arena, we're getting Moxley, Bucks, Claudio, probably Okada instead of Wheeler, maybe.
Is there 5 or 7 in that match?
Usually 5-on-5.
Bitch.
And then you got Swerve. Probably a lot of these guys have been teaming up lately. Swerve, Speedball, Briscoe.
That's 3.
Who else am I forgetting?
Well, everybody they originally had, is involved in other crap now. So it's Kenny.
Kenny could. Yeah, Kenny.
As long as he doesn't come out talking about Shih Tzus and leave Kenny off the mic right now, please. I love Kenny any day of the week, but not on the mic right now.
I mean, maybe Kevin Knight. I don't know.
Nah.
How far is OC back from returning?
A long ways.
A long time.
Yeah.
Not everybody's Cody, gets a torn pec and shows up 2 months later.
6 months later.
Close enough.
John Cena was literally like 2 months later.
Who's counting?
Numbers are overrated, huh, Paul?
Yeah. I like golf. Lowest numbers win.
There you go.
I should have a title over my shoulder, so shed it.
You'd be undefeated. It'd be a damn cage match between you and Pluggo. Get negative points.
Win.
Oh, shoot. That's good. That was a good one. I like the Mercedes and Jamie Hayter brawling around the whole arena because we got to see some cool vantage points, viewpoints of the arena that we hadn't seen. That was cool. I like that. That. And I like Mercedes losing that title over New Japan. I didn't hit on this earlier. The reason why I like it, for one, I think she's got to win a Double or Nothing. Then she's got to win it All In and get the world title off of Tony. So you slowly get these other titles off of her, building up to that, and make her crazier than ever before. Bring out the dark side. Ship, we need a score update. We got Potato Chips 1122. Go Pacers.
Oh, God. It's 72-37 with 1:30 to go in the second quarter.
I think the Pacers are taking a 3-1 lead in series.
At this pace, the Pacers are going to score 148 points.
Just like OKC scored 149 in Game 2 against Denver.
I got Pacers money line tonight, too.
Yeah.
Hey, Shep will be happy for a change.
Paul, your dad was talking shit to me before this series started. So,
no, it's my dad. We don't share the same thoughts on anything except the.
75-37, 50 seconds to go. Pacers were plus 185 on the money line tonight.
It's crazy. Crazy.
Holy
I agree with Majin.
Shit. And I got him plus 5.5 points.
Good night for Shep.
And I had who did I take the first game at the halftime there? Denver. I took Denver plus the points when they were down on their home floor. That wouldn't pay well.
Well, they kind of fell apart at the end. So, yes, Mercedes has to lose the TBS title before getting the world title.
That's all that matters.
Yeah,
I agree, Majin. I agree. All right, we'll get out of this NBA rabbit hole. I'm sorry.
Thanks.
I was getting to.
I don't do the orange bouncy balls.
I could cash out for $9 right now. That'd be great.
I rather watch WNBA.
Yeah, Caitlin Clark's fun to watch.
I enjoy watching that more, and it's not because I'm a pervert either.
No, nobody's calling you out for that.
Who called you a pervert, Paul?
Majin,
I've
maybe?
been called a pervert before because I rather watch women play basketball than men.
Yeah. I know multiple people that are that way. So, Majin, everyone is agreeing with me lately. Is hell frozen over? I'm starting to think so. I'm starting to get a little scared.
Yeah.
Scared.
Hell will officially freeze over if these two jabronis above me lose at.
You're the jabroni. Everybody in the comments says you're the jabroni.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to cover on Dynamite? I mean, we had Okada beat Kevin Knight in a Continental Championship Eliminator match. The main event, Samoa Joe, Claudio. I don't know. I like Joe, but it just, I don't know. For a main event, I get why it was there with steel cage match coming up next week, but I'm just like, I don't know.
It didn't do anything for me.
Yeah, me either.
I honestly didn't even watch it.
I mean, we had the Death Riders come out after the match.
Wow. At least you're honest.
Yeah.
So,
well, I started late, and 10:05, when I finally got to the main event, I just shut it off because I had no interest in Joe and Claudio.
Yeah, I see Maja keeps saying in the comments, so I have to say it. He's
waiting
doing this
for
to
it.
stir up ship. Thank you to Big Stoke for handling the majority of the talking there in the FTR segment. I had no interest on hearing how this affects their families for the millionth time.
You know what? If you think Stokely Hathaway,
Big
'cause that's
Stoke,
his name,
Big Stoke.
Big Stoke.
I don't appreciate you two jabronis interrupting me right now.
Big Bill.
Hey, Paul, where's your belt?
It's not my belt, it's your belt.
Our belt.
It's in Boston.
Yeah, it's probably
Getting spit shined.
It's probably getting dumped with a bunch of tea. Anyways, if you think that Stokely Hathaway is a good mouthpiece for arguably one of the best tag teams of our time, not the 80s, not the early 90s, not the mid 90s, not the late 90s,
What?
not the early 2000s,
What?
mid 2000s,
What?
but this 2000s. If you think that they need a mouthpiece like this, then I'm glad we won't import any of your Crown Royal to the States anymore, and you can keep it up all to yourself. Because
He gladly will.
Yeah, well, if he thinks that's good whiskey, then holy shit.
Hey, he's agreeing they're great workers. He just don't like their mic work.
And you know who
a year and a half ago, the three of us basically agreed that Dax Harwood could be literally the singles man of the year with the kind of performance he was doing because Cash Wheeler was pulling guns on people on the highway in Florida.
It's a true story.
Yeah.
And he had a 6-month run where he just rocked it. And he talked. He did need Stokely Hathaway then.
Big Stoke.
He's just saying he doesn't like how they always bring in their families to it.
Yeah.
But, okay, Majin, here's this question for you. If you hate the fact that FTR and Dax especially always brings their family into a promo, what are your thoughts on Cody cutting a promo every single week, talking about his dad, talking about his brother, after saying, I refuse to talk about my family all the time because I'm out here to make a name for myself,
Cody guy, so I
not
can tell
listen on
you
them.
what he's gonna say.
Hey, Paul, guess what? It cost him the belt, didn't it?
Yeah.
Enough said. Next.
Nah, squashing Ric Flair's title history was what cost him the belt.
I want to see Big Stoke versus Tony Schiavone. That's what I want to see.
That seems excessive, but okay.
No. You didn't watch Collision, did you?
No.
They got into it. Stokely came over. They're trying to bully Tony. Tony pushed him.
Yeah.
A Collision ended with a rare no winner between Daniel Garcia and Dax Harwood because the ref threw out the match. And we saw Nigel McGuinness get in the ring and mix it up with FTR and Daddy Magic and Daniel Garcia. So, okay. What are we doing with FTR for Double or Nothing?
FTR versus everybody.
Versus who?
Who's everybody?
Everybody. Open challenge.
It's got to be Daniel Garcia and somebody. Is it Daddy Magic? Is it Nigel? Like
Nigel.
I thought maybe we'd get Cope back because when Cope comes back, he's going after these guys.
Come back after the match?
Because I think we're soon going to get Nick Wang and Christian eventually.
Yeah,
eventually you will.
I mean, I think by All In, we get Christian and Cope as a team. I just don't know how we get there in 2 months.
And I think seeing Christian drop the ROH title the way he did and walk out, on Dynamite is evident that we're going to see that.
Mon says FTR versus 2.0 in a custody of Daniel Garcia ladder match. Steven Chambers says FTR versus Garcia and Nigel tag match. Perfect for Cope to return. All right.
I mean, I can see Nigel getting involved. I can see him.
Yeah, he did. He did Saturday night. So,
well, I can see him having another match. I mean, it's been a year, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's due.
I don't know. I felt like this Collision, it wasn't terrible, but didn't land like the previous week's Collisions had been for me.
Now, hey, let me
It was
ask
kind
you
of
a
a
question.
fast forward Collision. Yeah.
Do you think AEW was copycatting, trying to get a commentator to fight?
Well, everybody's up in arms this week that AEW's copycatting. You've got Nigel getting in the ring.
But Nigel's a legitimate wrestler. Pat's not.
I know. And then you've got Ricochet taking heat for stealing Zach's leg. Oh, Montez Ford just did that 2 weeks ago on SmackDown. Yes, I got more and more Southern as I went. I know.
Are you from fucking Paducah, Kentucky all of a sudden?
I'm from every southern portion of this great country.
All right.
I didn't know you were in the Southern Territories with Bill Watts.
Look,
I mean, Jesus, where did that come from, Paul? You're freaking as Midwest as they come.
We have never had a Bill Watts name drop on KO Pizza right now. I love it. I love it. Took 4 years. I love it.
Counting's out of here. I can get Southern like the rest of them.
Wow, I'm smacking my mic. Show's going off the rails here. Oh my god.
The ship has gone.
Oh boy. But Steven said, sorry, Ohio, not in the South. Oh well.
Might as well be the way they act over there.
We can't say much for Indiana, so
Yeah, I know.
yeah. But I honestly thought the best thing on Collision was the Willow versus Statlander, which we saw
Great.
we saw Statlander, get the win because we saw Wheeler Yuta and Marita Shafir get involved without Statlander knowing, without the referee knowing, and Statlander got the win.
Yeah. Gotta love when Stat picks up victories.
Sky Blues, we saw a vignette air for her. She's returning in Chicago this upcoming week, so good to see her back.
Damn time.
No. So that'll be good.
Will she come back with Julia or on her own?
Put her on her own. It's been too much time. Too much has happened.
Yeah, I don't think she needs Julia.
No.
Sorry, I had a cat who's spazzing through the room and went to launch off a table and slid off the table and smacked into a window.
Too bad you didn't have a recording of that.
Yeah, I know.
Mod said they got to use Willow more. We need to see Willow versus
America's Funniest Home Video.
I could have won some money, and then I wouldn't have shared it with either of you two jackasses.
Do they still have that show?
Actually, I was watching it tonight, believe it or not.
I think Carlton hosts it, doesn't he?
He does. Yeah. It's not what it used to be. Not even close.
It's not.
It'd be so much easier now with cell phones, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the content is just not what it used to be.
No, more of what used to be on there is over on ridiculousness.
Or just shorts and TikToks.
Or shorts, yeah.
Reels.
TikToks. Did you finally get on the TikTok, Tanner?
No. Nope.
Oh.
Not going to either. No, because I have it, like, when it comes to that stuff, I have, like, an addictive personality, and I spend way too much time on there. So, I just know myself too well.
Then get addicted to golf. Spend more time on golf. Ship's been telling you to do that all year.
I was on the course twice this week, which is
I know.
the most I have been for a while, so we're getting there.
You said I do.
What fancy course you play in Fort Wayne now?
Chestnut Hills. You know, I can't get to the one I'd like to across the street that your Pops is a member at. The one that's closest to my house. That's okay. That's all right.
That's okay. I didn't get to play there last year either.
What a jerk.
Maybe this
I
year.
still remember one day I was coming out of my neighborhood. Oh, God, probably 2 years ago. I was turning left and see this nice blue Corvette swing by me, and I turn my head and see the dealer plate and see a Shepherd's England. Oh, that's Bobby Shepherd. Heading to the golf course.
He's a legend. He's a legend in his own mind.
Majin, stop.
Nope, not even going there.
Good for everybody on listening to the podcast. He said Tanner has Ohio Riz. He's not going to be on TikTok.
Nope, not going there.
I was at Target the other day. All right, just walking around the store.
Hold on a second. Fill me in. What is Ohio Riz?
I don't know. It's
I
some of
knew
that-
he already forgot.
This stupid ass. We went down this rabbit hole like 2 months ago, Shep. Remember the skibbity doodah toilet crap?
Skibidi toilet.
Like that's where I was going. I was at Target the other day, and I see these like this end cap of these action figures, and it's skibbity toilet. I'm like, what? Like, what are we doing? Like, this is where we are as a society. We have these skibbity toilet, which I don't even know what the that is. Action figures.
You know who's a big
So you had the runs at Target?
Oh, no.
But
now
in all
what it
serious-
means when you go to skibbity the toilet, like, holy shit, I barely made it.
They had a freaking case of action figures of skibbity toilet action figures. I don't even know. Like,
and it's a card
what
game or something. It's weird.
What are we doing?
I don't know. But you know who loves to say all those things? And you, which I thought was a Pokemon, but you know, apparently it's not. It's your boys, Tanner.
Huh?
It's the Costco guys.
What
They
about
say
'em?
all that crap? They say all that crap. The skibbity
I
toilet,
care about them
Ohio
giving-
Riz.
5 big booms on Dynamite Collision.
And what the youngest one does, because I don't know his name. The youngest one, when
He's
like,
not even in their family. The Rizzler? He's not even their
Sure.
family. He's their best friend.
Oh, I don't know, but the one who's always like,
Yeah, that's the Rizzler. Yes.
yeah, it's called Mewing,
Yes.
which
I knew
again I
that.
thought was a Pokemon.
I knew that. Chef's about ready to just bust his headset. My God, how did we
first
get
of all,
down
I
here?
don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about.
5 big booms.
5 big booms and Pokemon and fucking shitting on the toilet all seems about the same thing. Just saying.
You know, I love how I spent the entire podcast last week. I know Mew is a Pokemon. I just didn't realize it was anything other than a Pokemon, I should say.
Who?
I need
Nothing,
more.
Shep. I love how I spent last week's entire podcast trying to get Shep riled up. And I couldn't do it.
I'm as easy as they come. I was probably on some Xanax last week, though.
I tried. I even told you
All
I
it took was
wasn't
Potato
scared of
Chips
you.
1122 to come in the comments, get Shep riled up.
Yeah, that's all it took. You know, other than, you know, Shep saying I had a receding hairline and a shitty beard and, you know, was plump.
You guys were skipping. What got me fired up last week, you said?
Potato Chips 1122.
Oh, what a fucking idiot. Those guys. Dumbass. Just absolute dumbasses.
Bitch.
No. I texted them both that night. I'm like, you guys are idiots.
One of them needs to believe in Joe Henry. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, he gets so pissed. I send him a daily Instagram reel of why you should believe.
Love it.
Somebody has an Instagram page of why you should believe 365. So they have a different Joe Hendry, I believe, every day.
Love it.
And I send it to him every day.
Love it. Before we wrap up, Paul, we did a segment last week, and I want to get your comments on it. Now I gotta.
My comments don't matter, remember?
Well, now I gotta find the dang thing.
See?
So is 7 wrestlers theory, Paul. Shep and I did this
Okay.
last week. I want to know your answers.
Oh, yeah.
So
I had
first
signed
off-
off by the time you guys did this, I think.
First off, the wrestler that made you fall in love with wrestling.
Triple H.
I had a feeling you're gonna go there. Your newest favorite wrestler.
El Grande Americano.
He did get singles title before Chad Gable did.
Bastard.
Osprey.
Osprey. I think all 3 of us said Osprey. So
I think we all did.
the one that always makes you smile.
And you can't say Sky Blue.
I would anyway. I'd go Anna Jay
He would.
or Chris Statlander
They both made his day at Square Circle Expo.
or Leva Bates. She was the nicest person I've ever talked to, honestly. Anyway, Kenny Omega,
Okay.
because he always puts out a good showing when he's in the ring.
Who's your comfort wrestler? So how I took this is like a wrestler you can just pop on their matches and you're always content. Like,
See, I was gonna go something else. I thought you were gonna say like Nia Jax.
Anna Jay. No.
I'm comfortable with Nia Jax. She's comfy.
she
No.
works stiff.
But she
likes
snuggles
to.
good.
Never mind.
She
I'm not
snuggles
going
good
there.
later on in the night.
As long as you don't hit her in the butthole, Shep.
Jeez.
Oh my.
Wow.
Remember when she hit the
Oh yeah.
Butthole's
ring
been
apron and
cold.
she yelled my butthole? And then she got in big trouble for it. Man, does it have to be just one, or can it be like a tag
It
team?
can be multiple. Sure, whatever you want.
Man, this is rough.
Got 3 more questions. Hurry up.
Oh, kiss my ass.
No, thank you.
We'll go old school Attitude Era Rock.
All right. The wrestler you missed the most, and I took this as a deceased wrestler, not a retired wrestler.
Bray Wyatt, hands down.
Good one. The wrestler you'd protect with your whole life.
Oh, I gotta get shot by somebody or some shit now.
Hmm.
Man, who'd you guys pick for this one?
I picked Cody, and Shep. I don't know who you picked.
What was the last one you guys been? We've been cutting out. We've
the-
had shitty internet.
The one you'd protect with your whole life. I think you said Kenny Omega. Shep.
What was the last? I can't. Again, you cut out. We get.
Every time you got to ask the question, wrestler you'd protect.
I think I did say Omega. You're right.
I'd have to agree with you. Yeah.
And this is the one I went, Kenny, was the last one, the one you're rooting for the most.
Kenny.
You went Kenny a lot of these.
I like Kenny.
Yeah.
Especially old school cleaner Kenny, okay? Like, you
All
know,
right.
when the Elite each came out, when Cody was still part of the Elite, and they came out with their shirts with the different
Sure.
logos on them.
Sure.
And Kenny's got cats, and I'm a cat guy.
Kenny was wearing it last night in a I think it was like a gaming convention or something, and he and Xavier Woods face to face, taking shots
Oh.
at each other a little bit on the mic.
Oh, they've done that the last couple of years when
Mhm.
they've ended up at conventions together.
Yep.
Shep walked away, and now Shep's back.
No, Shep's back. Shep went to a hotspot on his cell phone because Rochester internet sucks tonight.
Yeah, 'cause I've been hearing you guys, seeing you guys fine. So hopefully the audio's coming across for everybody in the comments. I don't know.
Yeah, see, that's why I
Paul's
switched
made
to
a lot of
T-Mobile.
funny faces.
I switched to T-Mobile Ship. It's the way to go. It's a lot cheaper too. I know, support local. I'm all about local, but this thing is 10 times faster and it's a fraction of the cost.
T-Mobile
Just
don't
saying.
buy any trucks. They don't buy any trucks from me, Paul.
I
Yeah,
know.
see,
I
that's
know.
yeah.
Yeah, you got that
But
loyalty
right now,
that I don't have to worry about anymore.
Right now, we're AT&T versus T-Mobile because I'm on my phone hotspot right now. So same thing.
And I'm T-Mobile Internet, so you know.
I'm
There you go.
Xfinity over here. So
Yeah. Shut up.
no,
money
it's got it.
bags.
It's no. It's there's not. No. That's all I'm saying is no. Anything else you guys want to cover? AEW wise, World of Wrestling wise,
How about what did you think of Backlash last night?
predictable
watched
as
it?
hell.
Oh yeah.
I feel like it was a mid card, kind of like
It's
when
a B
Paul
level
got
pay per view.
kind of like when Paul got a perfect pick on an AEW pay per view. It was kind of like one of those.
Yeah.
I thought maybe we'd get a little bit more out of McAfee. You remember that match him and Adam Cole put on though?
Oh yeah, that was his best one. We didn't get that yesterday.
No.
And even when he worked with the Miz and Austin Theory, and then he got a little bit more, So
Majin, no, I didn't hear the Stephanie Vaquer news. You guys?
Oh, I read somewhere, I don't know if this is what he's alluding to or what it's going to come of, but she's very, very unhappy with AAA and the treatment of them.
Majin said with the AAA acquisition, she posted a cryptic tweet. One of the women that came in via the buyout, she has a restraining order against her and her husband. Interesting.
Yeah. I knew she wasn't happy about the buyout, but I just didn't know why.
That pissed me off too.
I don't dirt sheet things like these two yahoos.
It's fun.
I tried, but then I end up with false news.
You got to know which ones to follow.
I know, SRS, all hail Sean Ross Sapp.
Paul, you can't
And
follow.
CVV.
Never mind. I can't. Never mind. I won't say that. That's all good.
See, CVV doesn't report things. He just does great interviews.
Well, yeah. They are some fantastic interviews. I mean,
he is definitely the number one wrestling podcast.
Yeah.
He's top 5 sports podcasts in the world. That guy's killing it. Killing it. And he's nice. I mean, he was the nicest guy I ran into at Squared Circle Expo. So
yeah, yep.
He was
well,
really
yeah,
nice.
because you stood in line for 5 hours.
I did. But at least he took time to have a conversation.
What the hell did you
like
do
3
for
people
5
ahead of me in
hours,
line.
Paul?
It wasn't for 5 hours.
It was for 3.
What?
would you do for 3 hours?
It's CVV's line was for 3 hours?
No, Osprey.
Oh, yeah. His line was long. It did take a long time.
I'm saying you only got to meet Osprey and Swerve and CVV. That's it.
Well, I didn't want to spend any more money to meet anybody else.
I didn't spend any money, and I met a boatload of people.
Well, there you go.
I had
You didn't meet me, Paul.
I already know you.
Hey, Shep says he's in next year. Going next year.
I did.
Good.
I'm a little. Hey, I'm a little nervous because I know the hotel. I've been to that hotel many a time for a convention, not the wrestling sorts. But all
yes,
of us.
I did see the Red Spider. Yes, she is coming to AEW soon. Yes.
I've been to a convention in that place like 5 years in a row, and you guys are gonna. There's a bug in my shit. You guys are gonna
Squirrel. Say Red Spider.
Holy shit. Everybody makes fun of us for being dorky wrestling fans, but I went to that same hotel 5 years in a row for the Moose International Convention. Yes, I'm a fellow Mooser, so I know that shitty hotel very well, and that's a shitty fucking hotel with a shitty bar.
But
and those convention the convention rooms, which I think they have their wrestling match in, when we were literally in a Moose convention, we had fucking ceiling tiles falling down on us. So they were there.
I didn't think
they
it was
fixed
that
that.
bad.
No,
Yeah,
they
I didn't
fixed
think it was
all
that
that.
bad.
It's been fixed up, Shep. Yeah.
Okay, and I'm skinny, but okay, I will get there.
Well,
We'll
good.
get
I'm glad
there.
you're skinny.
You know, Ozempic, baby.
But,
Let's go.
I
Double
mean,
shots are.
While Tanner waited in
No
line
free ads.
for 3
I
and a
don't
half
think it was-
hours to meet Will Ospreay, I got the pleasure of
Worth
having
it.
a conversation with Nick Nemeth, Leva Bates, Chris Statlander, Anna Jay, Tully Blanchard, Mick Foley. Said hi to Danhausen in passing.
I was gonna say because you could not go say hi to him. He was one of the ones. Him and the Outrunners wouldn't let you. Without
Yeah,
paying.
they yelled at me. Go
So
pay
you had
talk.
to you had to pay to talk to him, huh?
You didn't have to pay to talk to him. You had apart from Danhausen and the Outrunners, everybody else you could just walk up to and start having a conversation with, and they didn't care. They loved just to be able to talk to people, even if you're not paying them for a photo. Now, when somebody comes along that is paying, if you're not paying, they kind of scoot you along. But I mean, it's well worth it.
It's a good time. That's what he's trying to say.
Fantastic time.
Is the bar open?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if I get in a line that I got to wait for 2 hours, who's gonna who's gonna bring me drinks? And who's gonna hold my line when I got to pee?
Let's be honest. You're not going to wait in line for anybody for 2 hours.
No, you're not. You're going to be like,
there's plenty of ledges around there that you don't have to wait in line for.
Yeah, you're going to be like, I haven't moved in 5 minutes. We're going somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I'm 100% interested in going. I think it'd be like great time.
Oh, you're in next year on that Friday.
I just got to find the other room that had everybody in it, because there was still another room I didn't make it to that had a handful of people in it that I have no clue where they were. So I didn't get to meet CD.
So there's the other guy that's in the bottom of the barrel of picks. Was old what's it?
Pluggo?
Yeah, that guy.
He didn't make it down.
He didn't make it down.
Oh, there was a lot of content creators down there though. Wheezy Blonde was there. Saw SRS, of course. Queen of the Ring, Wells Mania. Quite a few familiar faces walking around with media passes.
Yeah. Tanner, be lucky. There were people willing to pay money to take somebody's spot in line while you went to get your professional photo ops done with Ospreay, and I didn't sell your spot.
Hey, you're welcome.
Had I known that you two were going to treat me the way that you're treating me now, I would have sold your spot in a heartbeat.
Hold on a second. Paul, you're right.
You do it, Shep. They were offering, $150 to $500 is what some of these people were paying to get closer to see Will Ospreay.
That's ridiculous.
That's nuts.
What
does it cost? What it costs to get in the line?
It costs to get in the door $30. You don't have to you can just get in the line. But once you got up there and you got into the room, you had to either pay for an autograph, a picture, or a combination of both.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a lot of them will talk to you while they're signing and getting your photo done. And
so if you paid for both, what would that cost?
For Ospreay, was the most expensive. It was $120 was his combo.
Yep.
That was the most expensive of anybody.
Somebody would be willing to pay $300 basically to see him.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
They obviously didn't do the photo ops.
No.
So,
I'd say bruv.
Well, these people were also at the back of the line that was probably already past the cutoff point for the night.
Yeah.
So, I understand if they're willing to pay to get a little closer, but I was just nice and helped Tanner spot in line.
It would have taken cash and a cocktail. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Well,
I appreciate it, Paul. Thank you.
I went with no money, $150. I could have done a couple things with that.
I helped get you in the door.
I know you did.
So,
And I'll get you back. Don't worry.
no, I'm not worried about it. I appreciate you holding my spot in line was well worth that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. You paid me to stand in line
I kind of did.
while you went and got your professional photos done and then went over and met Swerve.
I kind of did.
Who I ran into, and I ran into Nana outside because
Yep.
apparently Prince Nana's a smoker.
Yep.
And I vape, so I happened to step outside, and he came outside, and he was a super nice guy.
What did you say to Nana? I'd like to know.
I just said, "Hey, how's it going?" I let the man be because, he was trying to enjoy a cigarette.
I would say, hey guys, you're the two guys that like round things in their mouth. I don't know.
What? I think Shep's
on
tired.
On that note. Paul, why don't you wrap us up since you haven't done it in a few weeks?
Paul, it's great for you to be back, by the way.
It's because I got suspended by some douchebag named Tanner Lee.
I don't remember ever doing that.
And how's your admin rights doing right now, Paul?
I don't know. You've got them, Shep.
They look great. I know what the fuck to do with them, but they look great in my control panel.
I mean, I can still see the comments, but it's amazing that you actually read a comment that wasn't on the screen. That shocked the shit out of me. So.
Well, I just learned a couple weeks ago that I could zoom out and see the comments, and you loved your lovely face at the same time.
He's learning. learning.
Yeah, that's scary. Shep's going to take over the world. All right.
Shep order, brother. SWO.
I'm going to make a shirt.
Shep World Order. Speaking of shirts,
check out kickingoutshop.com. It is your place to go to get some great merchandise and support a great podcast. You could also head over to prowrestlingtees.com.
New shirts on both.
Sweet. So go check out the new shirts on both of them. Oh, you
Make
can't,
Shep look like the heel of the pod.
You can't do that, Shep. You'll get a cease and desist.
Okay. And I tell you what, I would frame it and put it right up on the Wall of Fame if I did get that from Connecticut.
Speaking of that, look at the guy's shirt tonight.
What'd you say?
Anyway.
Speaking of cease and desist, look at the guy's shirt tonight he's wearing.
Oh, yeah, I know. I saw that.
Yeah. I had it on earlier because I was barbecuing and I'm not changing. And you know what? Send me another fucking letter, you cunt. Never mind. I shouldn't say that. Anyways, let's go on. Wrap it up, Paul.
Be sure to follow Kicking Out Podcast on all social media at Kicking Out Pod. Be sure to listen to the Kicking Out Podcast wherever it is you listen to your podcast, and leave us that 5-star review because we are 5-star KOP. Be sure to follow all of us on social media as well. Follow the Austin Shepherd at the Shep27. Be sure to follow Tanner Lee at TannerLee92. And be sure to follow the greatest person to ever grace your presence on Kicking Out Podcast, Paul Zartman at Paul Zartman87. And with that, for Austin Shepherd and Tanner Lee, I am Paul Zartman. Join us again next week as we kick out yet another podcast.
This is where I say goodbye and good night. Bang!